قناة محمد الحسن سالم حميد. فتح يا علي، رزاق يا كريم، صلى على عجل. هم 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 حصن للعباد وهوزز سبحته دنقر للتراب، هم فوق هم هما.
My omniscient, bountiful Lord, he intoned, summing up his dawn prayers in hums and whispers, his string of beads shaking feverishly in his fingers, invoking divine blessings on the loved ones. Bowing his head, worries tumbled down, sticky and dense. Looking up, it was a barren sky, save for a thin streak of clouds and some shy, distant stars. It was summertime. She wasn't there to say good morning or ask if he slept well. No intimate touch, no affectionate gesture from a warm heart like the old days. The good old days. No, she was not in. She was in the pen, saddling his donkey and milking the goats for the morning tea. Before the birds had ruffled up their feathers and begun their dawn twitter, Uncle Abdulrahim dragged himself out. Down at the shore he met with partners in strife. From all corners they descended, from Al-Janaf and from Al-Jabal. Hope everyone is well, he bantered with them. They teased him. He damned them. No hard feelings, though. For Uncle Abdulrahim holds no grudges against whom. They're all friends, they're all relatives, bonded together, if not by blood, then surely by trade and occupation, but by aspiration and frustration too. Cheer up, fella. Keep the hope alive. Never feel low. On hard work and hope we shall thrive. Uncle Abdulrahim, as a farmer, you are your own master. Free to sleep, free to get up at leisure. No attendance sheets, no clocking in, no meal breaks fixed and tight. Free to water your land under moonlight and to plough under the stars. But time is a wheel in a perpetual spin. On his ride to work, the tukul rose high on his screen, and old wounds came alive. If only he could wipe them clean in a twinkling. Each dawn his day begins from the tukul. There they sit, dwelling on issues. Chronic and stubborn each day they grow too hard to tackle. Money for lunch, the school uniform, a debt long overdue. In the midst of this gloom, though, faint glimpses of hope linger. From afar they flicker. That morning, a mourner finally spoke out. The shoes and the tub were both worn out. She didn't demand money, though. Just drop them off to the nearby cobbler and tailor. How come, Hassan? They won't stand a single stitch. Only worse they can get. You've got to have a new tub at any cost, no matter what. So, Rahim, you shouldn't feel down when you go out with neighbours to a wedding or to congratulate a neighbour on a good score by a brilliant son or daughter. It's the least you should do. For what is life but a shared moment of celebration and sympathy? Uncle Abdulrahim, are you really a free man? If only the date palms were to bear more often. If only the good old days hadn't passed like a dream. You wouldn't have been humiliated, Rahim, or met any harm, or stifled with dismay, or sunk in dearth and despair. And I would have showered you with precious gifts. Governments out to oblivion, governments in, over us they reign, with fairy tales and illusion, fallacies and game, being their sacred constitution at times, the military's bullying hands, at others the graveyards ruling us in the Prophet's name. Sometimes you bristle. Sometimes you give in, make no fuss. Sometimes you join drum beaters and sycophantic entourage. It's time to stand up, boy. It's time to wipe your eyes clear of the mirage. How many cycles you have to endure like a patient soil? All the seeds you had sown died. You've nothing left but a few date palms. Your land lay fallow. No new seeds to sow, no pump on the run, and the salary's a bubble. Spit on you, miserable of a world! Spit on you! Despite your grief, oh poor man, you never complained. Despite stifling miseries and hardships weighing heavily upon you, and market demons having a free reign, driving you in a perpetual marathon cruel and insane. But there are others. You're not alone, Uncle Abdulrahim. There are others no less unfortunate than yourself. Some living in rented dwelling with no land, no palm trees of their own, and others who can't even afford to borrow, trading in their muscle strength and sweat for a scanty living. The sun-scorched city workers, porters, cane cutters, cotton pickers, rope hawkers, bakers fused by oven flames in a blazing weather. What a life for the debt-ridden, like a cart horse, working day-long for pennies, sometimes for less. Look how much they get and how many mouths on their feed list.
مجرورة وتجر تقدح بالأجر ومرة بلا أجر عيش كمه وديش هان كدر ناسا حال زين مصنع ناسا حال زين
And here are the well-heeled. Clusters of factories, farmsteads, expansive swathes. No worries. No beads of sweat on foreheads, no frowns on faces. Little these fortunes weigh, be assured, against the eternal bliss of paradise and heavenly mansions. But those are far beyond reach now, Uncle Abdulrahim. A grave stands in transit, in between. He chirrups his donkey. Don't give free rein to your mind's eye. Surely, Uncle Abdulrahim, poverty whittles away faith from the boldest of hearts. The time-spin wheel tosses governments out to oblivion and others onto the reign, ruling us with their fairy tales and illusion, fallacies and game, being their sacred constitution, at times the militaries billing hands, at others the graveyards ruling us in the Prophet's name. Sometimes you bristle, sometimes you give in, make no fuss. Sometimes you join drum beaters in sycophantic entourage. It's time to stand up, boy. It's time to stand the course. You have had enough. It's time to wipe your eyes clear of the mirage. All the seeds you had sown died. You've nothing left but a few date palms. Your land lay fallow. No new seeds to sow, no pump on the run. He chirrups his donkey. His nudge on the beast's belly triggers his own memory. Don't forget the sandals, the torb, the noon meal, the school uniform, the travel permit for the son heading south to join the army, and his mind went on full spin like an ignited torch. A son, unwilling to resit an exam but unable to get a job either, causal prejudice. A daughter deserted by her groom, destitution, drought, and relief seems as elusive and beyond reach as ever. We've never seen a situation as worse, never, and his mind went into full spin.
يا عبدالرحيم قدام القطر السكة الحديد يا عم القطر.
A bloodstream and gushing tears, and only fate was there to blame. Though eyewitnesses did see the bloodstream and gushing tears, their hands on the earth, their eyes on the train, and the news spread from the mouths of children and city workers, past a flying birds, was picked up by the sea waves and vapour-laden clouds. Uncle Abdulrahim, on his drive along the road, tilted leftward to evade a patrol wagon, as if seeing a dragon. His startled donkey plunged down like a stone casting off its load, and Uncle Abdulrahim was hit head-on. And so on that dawn, a stream of blood, chunky with sun-baked earth, flew up and spilled onto a circular, a medical prescription, the pay for the month, 2 overtime slips, scattered around a saddle pad with a broken back. Uncle Abdulrahim, how many souls are taking refuge in you? So shed off this false shroud, wake them up to your serene, eternal world.
زي حجر وعم عبد الرحيم بتلاف القطر. فتاح يا عليم سال الدم مطر، جرتك بالتراب منشور بكتاب، روشدة وجواب وماهية شهر، مفتاح غراب ورنيقين سهر، جمل بدت حمار مقطوعين ظهر. عم عبد الرحيم ويا كمين بشر، عم عبد الرحيم ويا كمين بشر، صحي الموت سلام ما يغشاك الشر، صحي الموت
سلام. عم عبد الرحيم ويا كمين بشر، عم عبد الرحيم ويا كمين بشر، صحي الموت سلام ما يغشاك شر، صحي الموت سلام ما يغشاك شر.